What's up, everybody? This is Information Man. Welcome to Truth Media Raw. I want to get into this right now. As you may know or may not know, Tyre Nichols. Remember Tyre Nichols? He was a motorist in Memphis, Tennessee. He was stopped that night by a bunch of officers, majority of them black. I think it was four or five officers who literally beat that young man to his death. Well, some of them got hit with the federal charges, but some of them just got acquitted. At least three of them, as you see on the screen right now. These are the three individuals that you see on the screen right now who were literally acquitted of all state charges. Now, those state charges are the worst charges. Those are the charges that involve them beating the man to his life no longer being here in the third dimension. So what this shows us, everybody, in a nutshell, is that it really doesn't matter if the police are white, black, or any race. Police officers in this country feel that they have an inherent right to put their hands on you, to do whatever they can to you, and they know that they have what they call the police immunity to do harm to you and get away with it. Now, remember, Donald Trump talked about how he wants to give all officers complete immunity at the federal, state level, all across the board. He wants to increase their level of invincibility when it comes to your ability to sue them in a court of law. So this is an unfortunate situation. Now, these guys, all three of them that were acquitted of the state charges, they still have the pending federal charges that they're going to have to deal with. But this actually still is a blow to the family and a blow to the idea that police can just do whatever they want. Let me read here. And before I read here, let me let you see, as a reminder, a small clip of what they actually did to Nichols. Here.
All right, I'm on the ground. Turn around. Turn around. Yes, sir. Turn around.
Here you go. Now, as you can see, so many years later that this has happened, they treated that young man horribly, terribly, right? And you can hear him in that video saying, okay, 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 as they're telling him to get down on the ground. He's talking to them in a very sensible manner, but they're talking to him as if he's an animal. Now you say, this is not white cops, this is black cops. This is the thing. Even black men, black people can marginalize, underestimate, and undervalue. We can undervalue our own people. It's called self-hate. We internalize our self-hate because we really don't like ourselves. And because we don't like ourselves, anyone that looks like us is a reminder that we hate ourselves, and we internalize that and we project our self-hate onto those that look like us. And then when you put it with a badge, a billy club, and a gun, now it's TNT. This is, I gotta say, a complete shame what just took place. They have given all three of these police officers in Memphis, cops are found not guilty again. This is a shame. Let me give you a reminder, everybody. A Tennessee jury on Wednesday acquitted three former Memphis police officers of all state charges stemming from the fatal beating of Tyre Nichols, a 29-year-old black man born and raised technically in Sacramento, is where he was originally from. This took place in 2023, his death. People called for police accountability across the country, and the rest is history. There's no real accountability. The jury, described by the Associated Press as appealing all white. Check this out. It was an all white jury that found all these cops acquitted of all charges. Now, this is how I can look at it, everybody. And this is raw. This is Truth Media Raw and Uncut. It doesn't matter if the police are black or even if the police are white. White people in general in this country never have seen value in black life. So If they don't really see value in our lives when white cops do us in, why would we think that they would see the same value or even more when black cops take our lives? They don't see any value in when we are harmed. Let's flip it this way. If all of these police were black, all these police were black that took the life of Tyre Nichols that night. Imagine if the motorist was a young, blonde hair, blue-eyed, young skateboard riding white boy, and these black cops had beat him to his death. The question I would ask you, would this same white jury find all these police officers as innocent and acquit them? I would say, hell no. But on the flip side of that, you say, well, they acquitted these black cops, so that means they're not racist. No. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they acquit the cops for what they did to this young male, Tyre Nichols, who was black. They were black. It doesn't matter if they had found them innocent, found the police innocent, or found them guilty and sent them away. These white folks simply chose who they'd rather send to jail at the time. In this sense, they'd rather not send the police to jail because at least in their mind, these black cops are the buck dancers or the sellouts who are working to maintain our system of oppression. So therefore, we're not going to charge them for beating someone of their own race to their death because we like the fact that you black men are working a system that really benefits us, not you. Now, they could have easily sent these police not acquitted them on these state charges, but then just sold them down the river, right? But you got to understand how white supremacy works and how it operates. Racism equals the white supremacy. This is Truth Media Raw, y'all. We must dedicate ourselves to truth. Now, let me also do this for you. Let me play a clip of them being acquitted.
3 former Memphis police officers have just been acquitted of state charges in the 2023 fatal beating of Tyre Nichols. He is the 29-year-old who fled during a traffic stop and whose beating by officers was caught on camera. The defendants were found not guilty of second-degree murder, aggravated assault, and aggravated kidnapping. They do still face the prospect of years in prison after they were convicted of federal charges last year. 2 other officers involved in the incident have agreed to plead guilty to state charges. They are not standing trial under deals that they struck with prosecutors. Here's a statement from the Nichols family's legal team. It says, quote, "Today's verdicts are a devastating miscarriage of justice. The world watched as Tyre Nichols was beaten to death by those sworn to protect and serve. That brutal, inhumane assault was captured on video, yet the officers responsible were acquitted. Tyre's life was stolen and his family was denied the justice they so deeply deserve. We are outraged and we know we are not alone."
Here you go. As you can see, they're happy. They're looking like, woo, we just survived something. We didn't get the state charges coming down on us. Now, I don't suspect that a lot of black people are going to feel any sympathy around this issue in large scale numbers, particularly black women. And the reason why is because when you look at Tyre Nichols' social media, and it's a shame that I have to say this, but it's the facts, it's obvious that he wasn't very fond of black women. He put a white girl on a pedestal. Some of his social media revealed his disconnection to black women, to black culture. And so I remember there were a lot of black folks, particularly black women, that said, hey, I'm not standing up for this one. He's on his own here. So that's why I don't suspect there'll be this outrage amongst the black community over these black officers getting off on the state charges, because there's other baggage that Tyre Nichols had that some in the black community did not appreciate. But either way, I need y'all to understand that these black police officers getting off on all the state charges that actually were the charges that was supposed to hold them accountable for taking his life. The fact that they got off, don't look at it as, oh, see, the system's not racist. See, you got 4 or 3 cops who got acquitted. No, they're working for a system as the grunts of the system. See, white supremacy doesn't mind dealing with people who have our paint job when you are doing their what? You're doing their work for them. So it's almost like having white cops in blackface, as you can see. So it's really a shame Tyre Nichols' family is not getting the kind of justice that they should, despite whatever we feel about Tyre Nichols and his social media and his praise and worship of white girlfriend. Anyway, this is Truth Media Raw. I'll be back with more.